Sonic the Comic is probably one of the most interesting takes on Sonic lore. It takes great measures to differentiate itself not only from other adaptations, but from the source material itself. For this reason, you get tons of cool and unique ideas. You get characters that would probably have difficulties working in the game, but absolutely work here. Major villains get complete reworks to match the tone and world of the comic, and they're fully realized reworks. And then sometimes you get something weird, which is what we're talking about today. Easy Target is one of the backup stories in issue 87 of Sonic the Comic. It's written by Lew Stringer, one of several writers who wrote a sizable chunk of Fleetway's Sonic catalog. Some people in the fandom have compared his work derisively to that of other Fleetway writer Nigel Kitching, but I don't think that's fair. Stringer wrote many good stories and is responsible for creating Techno the Canary among other notable characters, but I think Techno is one of the most notable additions to Sonic canon that Fleetway gave us. So don't mistake anything I say about this story as something negative aimed at Stringer. He wrote a lot, and a lot is good. But also, when you're writing 2 to 4 fully realized stories a month, you're gonna get some weird ones. So anyway, first we're gonna summarize this story, and then we're gonna unpack it together. Our story begins with Tails happening across a Unicorn Man being accosted by Robotnik's badniks. Our two-tailed hero rushes to their defense, dispatching several badniks with the Unicorn Man returning the favor, saving Tails with an energy blast from his hand. The two introduce themselves, with the Unicorn revealing his name to be Forlock. Tails inquires about the Unicorn's powers, to which he responds that he has several special abilities, and in return for rescuing him, he offers to grant Tails a wish. Tails thinks on this, considering it very deeply, before coming to the conclusion that what would benefit him and all of Mobius the most is to be rid of the tyranny of Dr. Robotnik, to which the Unicorn responds that he can grant that wish. And with a flash of light, Tails finds himself in a book depository, with a sniper rifle, with Robotnik traveling in a motorcade outside. I think everyone gets where this story's going. Forlock tells Tails to pull the trigger as this is an opportunity to give freedom to the whole world. Tails struggles with the decision for a moment, but throws the sniper rifle to the ground, proclaiming this is wrong, and with a flash of light the two return to where they once were, Forlock revealing that this had all been a test.
The previous few moments were an illusion which I created to test you. Thankfully, you made the right choice. If you had pulled the trigger, you would have been as evil and as ruthless as Robotnik.
Squid, what the fuck am I reading?
Don't think about it too much. Forlock tells Tails to follow his good instincts and one day they will be rid of Robotnik. He then disappears in a flash. So that story was about adapting the JFK assassination. So this story is undoubtedly weird. The adaptation of horrifying historical events, Tails armed with deadly force, the centrist horse that shows up in this story and then never again. But let's try to unpack this. From what I can gather, while JFK's assassination did have the attention of the whole world, it didn't necessarily have a large cultural effect on the UK, meaning that it's entirely likely that the target demographic of British children in 1996 wouldn't get what this is referencing. That doesn't make it normal, but it certainly makes it more comprehensible as to why. Then let's get to what Forlock says, that Tails would be just as evil as Robotnik. No, he wouldn't. The Fleetway version of Robotnik is one of the most evil iterations of the character, and that's saying something. Never mind that he goes on to commit genocide twice, 3 times if you consider him ending the entirety of an alien race he was working with a separate event. But we've already seen how evil he is at this point. In issue 42, it's revealed he melts down badniks that fail him with the animals still inside. In issue 45, we see he's created a simulation where main features of it are both Sonic and Tails being disintegrated. In no way could Tails be as bad as Robotnik. If this was Red Dead and Tails shot him, he'd get honor. Also, who is this dude to judge? He's not even from this plane of reality. He shows up for 2 minutes, has to get rescued, and suddenly he's morally testing his rescuer. Tails doesn't even get a wish! I can't believe he's both sidesing the Eggman Empire. In seriousness though, I understand why they do this. It's an aspirational message, the book is aimed at children, it's good to teach kindness and empathy even in extreme cases, but Robotnik as JFK is an incredibly questionable way to do it. Either way, this is a funny, weird little story that doesn't really have any big overarching implications. Except that we now know that there are interdimensional centrist horses with powers like Infinite who have just decided not to help. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to Zagorudan for voicing Forlock. Definitely check out Golden Stuff, they put together some awesome video essays. If you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon, where supporters can get their name in the credits and get to see my videos a day early. Thanks for watching.